Cherokee Renegade. You have a very efficient looking, aerodynamic looking vehicle here, and here you have more like your more familiar boxy look. And it shows, the beautiful thing is if you have such a range of product within a brand, and that is such a strong brand with such a strong identity, you don't have to serve the customer with just one size, one shape, okay? You can design not only around their needs in terms of capability and space, but you can also give them in terms of styling something that fits their needs. Aerodynamically efficient, sport and fun looking on this one here. The cool thing is, two things you will find on every single Jeep. Number one, of course, the capability. If it can't go off-road, it won't be a Jeep, right? So you'll have that capability. And also the Renegade comes in a trailhawk version with a different front fascia, with a better approach angle and tow hooks. Same, of course, with the Cherokee. The second thing that combines every Jeep are those typical styling cues that we use on all Jeeps, okay? It's those trapezoidal wheel arches that go all the way back to 1941 when this one private had to, you know, bend some steel to keep the mud out of the general's face that was riding the back of the 41 Willys. So the trapezoidal wheel arch, you'll find that everywhere. Of course, the 7-slot grille, you'll find that everywhere, and other details. And those details are so strong, again, if you apply it to a design like this or a design like that, it immediately identifies it as a Jeep. Now, before I turn to the Renegade, I know most of you, if not all of you, have been to the Cherokee. So who has found the Hell's Revenge map yet? Come on, people. One. No one has found the Hell's Revenge. Okay, you know we like these little Easter eggs, right? Because we anticipate once you're out in Moab, you might get lost on a trail. So we thought we'd put a Hell's Revenge map in there, so if you get lost, you can find your way out of it. So this vehicle has a flip-up cushion on the passenger seat. If you fold it up, there's a square foot of piece of plastic, and there's a big map of Hell's Revenge molded into the grain there. So if you ever get lost, that's how you find your way out of it. Now, the reason I'm saying that, we take our job very, very seriously at Jeep, right? We have such an important job in terms of elevating the brand with every vehicle we design. But more importantly, it's all about having fun, right? So here it's a few Easter eggs here and there, but in this case, it's all about fun. So normally, when we start a design process within design office, and it's very difficult to get inside design office as you can imagine, within design office, we have an even more secretive room, and it's appropriately called Area 51. And that's where we would gather and we would talk about the philosophy of the design before the pen hits the paper. You know, how can the design elevate the brand? What is our philosophy? What do we want to do? On this vehicle, we didn't do any of that. On this vehicle, all we did is we took one of the youngest interior designer we had, and we took one of the youngest exterior designer we had, and we said, guys, have fun. Design a car that you want to drive, that's for you, that's for your generation. And this came out. It has the spirit of the Wrangler. And when I mean the spirit of the Wrangler, when you look at the profile on every angle, you see it's a very upright vehicle, right? Right in the sense, in the design line of the Wrangler. Not as fluid as and aerodynamic looking, but having said that, you might think, okay, because it's so boxy, it's probably better than aerodynamic. No, the fun thing is aerodynamics these days are not so much about anymore is the windscreen vertical or not. It's all about these little details, you know, having them rounded off, having closeout features, the grille shuts off, you know, we have closeout features in the openings. Those elements these days are what makes aerodynamic look, perform good, okay? So we have a very Jeep Wrangler-like outdoor view with the upright windscreen, with the upright tumble hole. And on the interior side, that was great for us because you will never have to take your head off. I don't see, well, Lisa in that case. You don't, even for us, me, tall guys, you can sit in there and leave your hat on. It's actually a really, really cool open experience. And if that's not enough, you can take these roof panel off. We've got two roof panels, and you get this really nice open air feel. When you look at the roof panels, they got this X molded in, and the X is something you'll see around the vehicle. You know, we use the same design cue on the rear lamps. We have them inside of the cup holders. And that feature was inspired by those old World War II gasoline cans, you know, the jerry cans, that have this X structure in there for structural reasons. And we use that feature, again, we try to always be mindful of where this brand comes from, okay? And it was founded with a purpose back in 1941, and me being German, I know what that purpose was, of course. Yeah, right. So you know, we try in a respectful, but also in a fun way, integrate these features, and we've done that here. 7-slot grill, talked about it, right? We have the trapezoidal wheel arch. Again, all these elements that right away make it noticeable as a Jeep. And I talked about the rear lamps earlier. We didn't even try to integrate them visually. You know, not like on the Cherokee where everything is nicely, smoothly integrated. Because such a fun product, we used them as a design element and we just shoved them on there and made them almost like, you know, an added-on feature, you know, again, in the sense of the Wrangler. On the inside, and I know I won't be able to get all of you through here, I'll just open the door, and I know a lot of you had the chance to look at it earlier. One word of caution, this is still a pre-production car, okay? I think we said end of this year we will have vehicles to the customers in Europe, something around that time frame, okay? Don't quote me on it, but what I'm saying is we're still months away from the real production deal. The reason I'm saying that, if you look at
in the US.
Jim will talk about that right after me here. The reason I'm mentioning it, when you look at the finishes, the grains, they're not production, okay? Some of them have a higher gloss. You see the grab handle on the passenger side is a bit darker than the rest. Those are pre-production issues. They will be taken care of. I think by now, hopefully, we have gained your trust when it comes to interiors in terms of fit and finish, in terms of materials with our other products, so hopefully you take my word for it. So on the interior, same thing, right? When you look at it, hopefully you'll feel two things. You'll see in a way you see the Wrangler with that massive grab handle, the, don't quote me on it, never said it, the oh shit handle for the passenger, but you know, who doubts the driver's skills, I guess. But it's that typical Wrangler rugged feel that you have on the interior. And of course it's all with these fun elements. We have those AC outlets on top of the instrument panel. And the reason we did that, we wanted to maintain that slim look of the IP, the instrument panel. So we added on these vents, and we dubbed them ET because they look like basically ET's eyes. In terms of color and trim and finishes, we're going to continue that message that we have created with Grand Cherokee, those colors around the world, where you have the Grand Canyon, you have Iceland. On the Cherokee, we continue that story. Here we stay a little bit more local. The Grand Cherokee, that's the world traveler, right? That guy gets around or has the aspiration of getting around. Here it's more like a local. It's more like, you know, the road sports like parkour running, sand surfing. So a lot of inspiration from those sports. And then finally, we of course have also some Easter eggs in here. And just like I revealed the Easter egg on the Cherokee on the Renegade launch, I'm going to reveal the Easter eggs in this car on the next launch, so I give you some time to find them. I heard from the exterior guys there's a spider somewhere that says "Ciao Baby." Just as a reference to the fact that this car was designed in the US, not in Italy. It was designed by the Jeep team in the US, but it gets built and was engineered in Italy. So we first wanted to do a little thing like design in the mid and build in the boot kind of thing, but we skipped that part. Instead, we little spider that says "Ciao Baby." If you find it, I'll buy you a glass of beer. It's free anyway. But I'll reveal the Easter eggs on when we meet the next time. Okay. I know it's hot. I could talk for another 2 hours about this car and all the features inside, outside. The rear compartment, by the way, and I'll finish on that. If you get to it, you can store the load floor in two different heights, right? We have one height that you'll find when the door opens. It's even with the sill, so you have nice. You don't have to lift over, but you can also take the load floor, store it lower for maximum space. Okay. So again, space and storage opportunity is always a big thing for us at Cherokee. Not only when you can fold up the seat and reveal an Easter egg.